Let me ask you a question. If I gave you 10,000 naira today and told you to invest it, what would you do? Because whenever I talk about investing, I always hear this doing, I don't have enough money. And honestly, I understand why people say this. When transport is expensive, food is expensive, rent is expensive. 10,000 naira doesn't exactly feel like investment money. In fact, some people will look at 10,000 naira and say, what's the point? Let me just spend it. But here's one thing most people don't realize. People who you see investing millions of naira today didn't start with investing millions. They started with what they had. Investing is behavior. Someone who cannot invest 10,000 naira consistently will probably not invest 100,000 naira consistently. So in this video, I'll be showing you places I would personally put 10,000 naira if I was starting from scratch. Actual places where your money can work for you. Let's get into it. Before we continue, if you're new here, my name is Doyinsola Toye. I'm a chartered accountant and a personal finance educator. On this channel, I talk about money, investing, and building wealth. Let's start with the first one, money market fund. If you're completely new to investing, this is probably where I would tell you to begin. Why? Because it is simple. Your money is not just sitting idle, it's working steadily, it's just there quietly growing for you. Think of it as the middle ground between putting your money in a savings account and jumping into investments that move up and down. And one thing most people don't know about money market fund is that your returns is calculated daily, even though you see it credited to your account every month or every quarter, depending on the platform you use. So while you're busy sleeping, working, watching football, or scrolling through social media, your money is still working. So how does money market fund works? Money market fund is a type of investment that pulls money from different people and is invested in short-term, low-risk government security. So professional fund manager will take the massive pool of cash and invest it in short-term government security like treasury bills, bonds, and corporate debt notes. So that means that if you're investing in money market funds, you are indirectly investing in treasury bills, bonds, and other corporate debt notes. When they invest this money and they make interest, they take a tiny fee for the work they've done, and then they share the remaining interest that is paid directly to you. The interest you will get will be dependent on the amount that you put in this fund. Money market fund is flexible. You can always add to it daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, or however you want it. And then it's easy for you to get your money out. Depending on the fund manager, you can get it that same day or within 24 hours. For most money market fund, there is a minimum holding period of 30 days that you have to leave your money with them. And then after 30 days, you can always withdraw your money anyhow you want it. Not that you can't get your money out within the 30 days. But if you want to get your money out within the 30 days period, you will lose a bit of your interest. Now, are you going to get rich from 10,000 naira in a money market fund? Of course not. That's not the point. The point is building a habit of investing, letting your money to do something for you instead of doing nothing. With platforms like Carrywise, Zcrest, FBN Quest, Stanbic IBTC, you can start investing in money market fund. Some of them even allow you to start with as little as 5,000 naira. Number two is stocks. Years ago, if you want to own a piece of big companies, you will need a lot of money. But that's not the case right now. With the introduction of fractional share investing, you can own shares in Apple, in Dangote, in Microsoft, in Meta. With apps like Bamboo, AfriInvestor 2.0, Trove, etc., you can buy a tiny slice of share. Let me use US stocks for example. Let's say you want to buy a stock of a company that is $500 and you don't have $500 to start. But with your $5, $10, you can buy a fraction of units of that shares. And what I like about stocks is the mindset shift. You're no longer just a consumer, just buying the product of the company to use, buying iPhone, buying iPad, buying AirPod. You are now becoming an owner, even if it is a tiny slice of the company, even if it is tiny slice of Apple that you own. But you've moved from consumer to becoming a part owner. And one thing with stocks is that you can make money either through dividend or capital appreciation. I have a video on this channel that explain in details how to get started with investing in stocks. Go check it out. If you're finding these options helpful so far, please hit that like button. It tells YouTube algorithm to push this video to more people who needs to hear this message. Okay, let's move on to number three, which is real estate. Now, before you say doing 10,000 naira cannot buy land. Yes, you're right. It cannot, but that's not what I'm talking about. Today, there are platforms that allow people to put money together and invest in property projects. Instead of buying an entire building, you are buying a small piece. And that's what makes it interesting, because real estate has been one of the popular ways that people build wealth. The challenge has always been the amount needed to start. But technology is reducing that barrier. With apps like RiseVest, you can invest in US properties and get paid rental income on a monthly basis. There is a tenure of 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 1 year, 2 years. You just choose the duration. The investment is done in dollars. If you don't have a DOM account or you don't have dollars, you don't need to worry about that. Your naira is going to be converted to dollar and then it will be invested. Number 4, equity mutual fund. If you want to play the long game and really beat inflation, you need equity mutual fund. So mutual fund is the umbrella name. Under mutual fund, we have 3 types: money market fund, which I've talked about, equity fund, which I'm going to talk about, and balanced fund. Equity fund, your money is pooled from many investors, just like money market fund, but instead of investing it in short-term low-risk government security, 80 to 85% of your money is invested in stocks, then 15 to 20% is invested in low-risk government security. So for equity mutual fund, instead of picking individual stocks yourself, the professional fund manager, they've done their research based on their discretion, due diligence, and all of that. They've carefully selected the different stocks that is in this portfolio. This year alone, we had a mutual fund that done 100% returns already. So that means if you had invested 100,000 naira by April or May, you would have made 100,000 naira back as your return. So if you want to play the long game, you're thinking 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, then you need to look into equity mutual fund. If you're someone that is still scared about jumping into the Nigerian stock market directly, with equity mutual fund, you have that little bit of exposure because 80 to 80% of your money is invested. It is a bit riskier than money market fund, but offers higher returns than money market fund. So like I said, you're playing the long-term game. This is wealth building money, the kind of money you put away today and your future self is going to thank you. For some of you, you have been playing in the money market fund game long enough. This is the time to diversify and look into equity fund. And because 80 to 85% of your money is invested in stocks, so you'd expect that up and down movement. Like money market fund, it is also flexible. For most fund managers, they have minimum holding period of 90 days. I explained that money market fund is 30 days. This means that you can't withdraw your money within 90 days. After 90 days, you can get out your money and your interest. You can always add to it, you can withdraw. Not that you can't get out your money within 90 days. But for some, they will say you lose 5% of your accumulated interest. For some, 20% of your accumulated interest. So if you're really playing the long-term game, you are not putting money that you will need in the next 2 months or 3 months. Just set it and forget it. Before I review the final daily interest investment, I want to make sure that you don't miss my upcoming deep dive into how 10K invested consistently can become 60 million naira over time. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on post notification so you are the first to know when it drops. Now for the one you've been waiting for, the last option that people always ask me question about, digital savings platform like OPay, PalmPay. Every week someone is asking me, is this interest real? Does this actually work? Should I put my money there? And here is how I like to look at it. If your money is going to sit somewhere anyway, it should at least be doing something for you. And that's why many people like these platforms. Your money remains accessible and it's earning interest for you at the same time. And it's also a good reward for people who are starting to get a hang of investment. At least they are seeing the little reward and it can be the encouragement that someone needs to get started. Unlike the high interest savings account where you can see the daily interest that is being added, but it is at the end of the month that the interest is credited to your account. With OPay, PalmPay, the interest is being added on a daily. And if you check your transaction history, you can see the daily interest that is being added. And when you check the accumulation of the interest at the end of the month or a particular period, the money is enough to pay for small subscription, maybe like data, to buy airtime and all of that. So those are 5 places I would start with 10,000 naira today. But I know what some of you are already thinking already. Though it's just 10K, will it really make me a millionaire? The answer is on its own, no. But with a system, absolutely. But that's the wrong question. The better question is, can 10,000 naira be the beginning? Absolutely. Wealth is rarely built from one big decision. It's usually from one small decision made consistently over time. From that first 10,000 naira that you put in, then another 10,000 naira, and another 10,000 naira. And before you know it, years have passed and you built something really meaningful. The truth is that most people are waiting for big money before they start investing. Meanwhile, people are already building wealth with the little they have. I've run the numbers. If you take the same 10K and invest it consistently at 15% returns, it doesn't just grow, it explodes. In my next video, I'm going to show you the exact roadmap that turns the 10K monthly investment habit into over 60 million naira. If you're ready to stop making excuses and start with your first 10K, comment started below and I will reply to as many as possible on your first platform. My name is Doyinsola Toye and I will see you on the next one where we talk about how to turn 10K into a fortune.